Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing? So this is week 3's update, I think. I'm pretty sure it is, of the movie Marquee challenge that I'm doing with Sandy from Crochet Canada for July. Yes, I said July. If I didn't, it's for July, since we're in July. Take a shot for every time I say July. Just kidding. Don't do that. Just kidding. Anyway, don't mind me. I'm just working on my project while we talk because I'm behind. If you've never joined us for this, this is a little project brainchild idea that Sandy came up with at the end of last year, and we talked about, and we are doing, and of course now that I'm crocheting, I'm probably just gonna like babble oddly, I guess, but anyway, sorry. Or I'm gonna just stare into nothing and, you know, not even use my words. Where we pick different movies that we pick them at random that we have chosen previously, and mix them all up in like my little cauldron or her little hat, and we show you guys the movie poster for that month, and then we pick a color scheme from the movie poster and we make projects. I make blankets for everything because if you've been around my channel, you know how much I like making blankets anyway. And Sandy makes everything. She makes a lot of different things for hers. And we have our Facebook groups linked below because we also ask if you guys want to join in the fun that you join in down below. And you don't have to use that movie if you don't want to. You could pick a movie for that month and show us what movie it is that you've picked, and if you want to do it that way, that's fine too. But yeah, just, you know, something fun to do. I am doing everything I can to use like my collection yarn, and it's like my goal to make my blankets smaller and everything over time, because I always make these giant project blankets, because when I make a blanket, I usually make it with the intent to like be able to snuggle up in it, cocoon up in it, be like a comfort thing that you can like burrito yourself away from the world in, you know. But I need to realize that I can make smaller blankets. So this month anyway was Sandy's movie, and her movie, I'm going to show you right here, her movie poster was Full Metal Jacket. It's a fun movie if you've never seen it. Heartwarming tale. And there's a bunch of different, like, yes, the background all white. There is a bunch of different colors in the camo helmet, right? And you're seeing little previews here and there, I obviously, of what I'm doing. But you've seen, if you've been week update number 1 and 2, you've seen what I'm doing anyway. There's a bunch of different greens and like yellowish greens. The bullets are like a golden color, and there's a medal on his helmet, I believe, that's like a silver color. The writing is in black. The background of the poster is in white. There's a lot of the background of the poster that is in white. So there's a lot of different colors to choose from. Like, it's not super rainbowy colorful, so there's not like pinks and purples and all that, but you know, there's plenty to pick from, right? So what I'm doing and what I'm working on here is, see, I told you eventually, by the way, that I would do something where I was crocheting and you guys would be able to see the way that I crochet. It's not a close-up. It's not like a tutorial kind of close-up or anything, but this is the odd way that I crochet. Like, I have my yarn sitting over here right now just because that's where my table is, but usually my yarn sits off to my right also. And yeah, just do a weird, and this is why I think I hurt my finger too, which I have been a little more conscious of how I'm holding it. So, cause like you can already see the tight grip that I have on it, but this finger used to really like hold it as I was going. Like, now my whole hand does, I guess, but yeah, it was pretty sore for a minute there. Anyway, to show you what I've done. I do try to kind of incorporate a theme with the stitches or the pattern of the blanket in some way, with either the actual cover or at least with something in the movie. Like when we did Black Widow, I did star granny squares for like the Red Guardian's outfit because I love the Red Guardian. For various reasons, mostly because he's David Harbour. But this time around, it was more that I was looking for like kind of a vintagey like pattern or stitch, because I know it's an older movie, and obviously the colors that I haven't even talked about yet, but you've obviously seen, we're going to be more in the camo color range, although I did not pick camo yarn. I should do a video of just like all of my whip projects, that like my old whips that I have. I know I have that series that I actually haven't touched in a while, for whip weekends. I haven't updated it because I haven't had time to work on the current whip project that I am doing for that in quite a while. But when I had said that I have quite a few like sleeping whips, I have quite a few. So I should just like go through and show you guys like all of the like partially finished, like most of them are blankets. Not all of them, but like most of them are. I should show you all the ones I've started. One of them is a camo. I think that one's a corner to corner blanket. And I had started it actually like back when I was like married, but I had gotten so far in it that I never wanted to just take it all apart. I should just finish it, right? I should just finish it. And I do like it. I mean, just because I started it when I was married, because my ex-husband was in the Air Force, doesn't mean I don't like it. It means he's not getting it, but I like it. Anyway, but so the colors, anyway, weren't going to be like Red Heart camo or anything like that, which I see Sandy went with. So if I had done that, we would have like synced colors again, like we've done that before, actually. So it's funny when we do it, but it's probably a good thing that we don't do it like every time, right? So I'm glad I didn't. But what I'm using is this. It's a carrot. Here, let me see if I can hold it up. It's like getting to the point where there's a big hole in the middle. It's like a Karen donut right now, but it's a Karen cake, just like the original type Karen cakes with a little bit of wool in it. It's in the color Poached Pear, and I have like a surplus. I've told you guys last week, I think, that my Michaels had been putting them on clearance. Just like, I love the color because the colors in it all to me are like a really vintage set of like green colors, and it kind of just screams like 60s to me. I really do love it. And I almost wanted to like buy them out, and I didn't. Like, I'd buy some from the store, and I have like 3 Michaels in my area, 2 of which I go to a lot. So like the 2 that I go to a lot, I would buy like a decent amount, but I didn't buy them out, like 5 or 6, right? And then, because I was like, that's quite a bit. It ended up quite a bit. But then I'd go back, and like, instead of being even less or all the way gone, they had even more. And that, like, a couple trips worth of times, even more. So like, even if I buy a few more here and there, they'd still have more. I think they were finding like, oh, some suckers buying these, let's bring the rest out of the warehouse. I don't know, but but they did by magic. They were breeding or something in there. So I ended up with a lot because my intention was to make like a big blanket with them or some shawls with them because they're beautiful. The colors are beautiful. And the colors in there are all very camo-y colors. And then I mixed them with this very floppy Big Twist Value, and it is in the color Chocolate Brown. There we go. Get it in the light a little bit more, and you can actually see it so it doesn't look black. But that's getting very, very floppy. This was my first whole skein of it. I had used a scrap to begin with, like a scrap skein that was left over from my hopper cabin blanket. And what I've gone with is this brick stitch pattern, which is I don't know that it's really like a beginning mosaic blanket pattern, but it reminds me of one. And I really like the way that it's layering up with like the colors layering in their stripes with the solid brown in front of all of it. It's getting quite long, so we're here. And you see I was a little past the halfway point in the second cake. So I am really digging the way it looks. It is definitely getting there. Depending on where exactly the second cake finishes, that might be the end of it, because it's only meant to be like a lapkin size. I might end up making it what I've been calling like a cozy size, because like if I sit there with my feet up, I want it to cover my feet and all the way like up to here-ish, just to be kind of like a good cozy. But it covers around me to where I can, sorry, my eyes bugging me. It covers around me to where I can like tuck it in, and that's before I put a border in it, because originally I wasn't going to put a border, and then I realized how it was looking, because I don't know, when I was reading the instructions initially to when I found the instructions, it didn't say one way or another. It didn't say cut the yarn when I went between, like, these are all single crochets, and then this is two different lines of the brown. This line is like single crochets until you get to this triple crochet that drops down here. And then the next line is double crochet. And then it switches right back to the Karen cake color, which is all single crochet again. The instructions didn't say cut it to change color. It did say change to the, you know, between color A and B. Well, it said change between, so like, the solid color will say color A, and then in the pattern that I used, it used 3 other solid colors. So it was like color A, and then it would be like color B, C, and D. So it would say like change to color A, change to color B, but it didn't say cut and change, and it didn't say carry the yarn either, anywhere that I saw. It was not specific. So what I've been doing, because I'm lazy and I definitely don't want to be cutting every single time and weaving in all those ends because I'm lazy, is, I don't know how well you can see on this end. See how you can see a little bit that I mean, it's still a pretty clean edge, but I've carried up my my yarn. That's why right now you see like this loop here. So when I get back down, I'm gonna join the loop on and then crochet up my last stitch is what I'm gonna do. If you've never done that before, like that's how I do it anyway. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way to do that, but that's how I do it. Whereas, and it looks about as straight as this side. It's just the stitch itself is just a little bit thicker. Really, that's the only difference to me. But it doesn't make it like super wavy or anything like that. It just, you can just see the different color in it, really. But since it's only on this side, I'm going to put a border on it. And I had decided that I was going to use white, and I had found this really old, like, Red Heart from, I know all Red Heart Super Saver is all not the softest, but must admit, if you've touched them, that these days they're softer than they were in like the 70s or whatever, the 80s, the 90s even, I'm sure. And I have some old from like a thrift store white that I had found. But Tina so graciously she had sent me some happy mail, and she had included 2 of these Mainstay in white. So I think I'm just going to use these because they're softer and nicer than the Red Heart. I mean, it probably won't use a whole one, but since these are now in my collection, thank you again, Tina, I am going to use those instead. And I'm going to do, I haven't decided on a border or anything like that. It'll be something probably simple, just enough to hide this, but I figured the white was appropriate because of the edging, or because of the poster, I mean. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. And I only have like a week and maybe a couple of days fully to get this finished. Time crunch. I know I'm only working 2 more days, And then I have my 2-day weekend. So, hoping to get the blanket done in that 2-day weekend and then work on the border. At least there's not a whole lot of ends to weave in, so that makes me happy. But, yeah, that's really all I have as far as this update goes. Definitely check out what Sandy's doing, because she's doing this really cool, like a bomber jacket with camouflage colors and like a khaki color. It's really cool looking. The pattern that she used is really cool looking. And she is partway through assembly too. Like neither one of us are at the finish line yet. So check on her updates and everything, because it'll be really cool looking when it's done, I should say. But yeah, and definitely, like I said, I have seen some finished like squares and some finished like lat blankets, things like that in my Facebook group. So check out the Facebook group and see the makes and all that. And yeah, I think that may be the entire update. So I should probably shut up and let you guys go. But check out Sandy's channel if you haven't, and like go subscribe and tell her I sent you. But yeah, otherwise I will be back. I have a couple more videos to do, so maybe I'll be crocheting through those too. I don't know. But yeah, I'll talk to you very soon, guys. All right, I love you. And let's see if I can get my clicker to work. All right, bye guys.